Among Eyes Wide Shut's many themes is an examination of ruling class decadence and capitalism's tendency to commodify everything, even people, as objects to be bought, used, and discarded by the world's wealthiest criminals. This includes both conspicuous and obscure allusions to the Freemasons, Skull and Bones, Scientology, the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, and other related organizations and secret projects, as they connect to history, literature, occultism, and mythology. Kubrick does not simply explore the sexual psychology between a husband and wife, but also the significant role socioeconomic class and the culture of the ultra-wealthy elite play in shaping various aspects of society, including the sexual psychology of everyday individuals, in ways that often go unnoticed. However, the people still have the power to overcome these forces if they open their eyes. In this regard, critic Adrian Mack offered an insightful analysis of Eyes Wide Shut upon its 2007 digital video disc DVD re-release in The Nerve magazine. Mack observes that the opening shot frames Alice between Masonic pillars and in front of a window with blinds drawn in the shape of a triangle, symbolizing the pyramidal crest of the Freemasons. In these first few seconds, much is implied about the weighty concepts the movie explores. A naked woman's body, with her back turned so her face is unseen, is immediately objectified between visual symbols of one of the world's oldest and most powerful secret societies of men. At one point, Bill is accosted on the street by a group of young men, some wearing Yale University varsity jackets, who hurl homophobic slurs at him. Mack notes that Yale University is the home of Skull and Bones, which is apparently bound by a circle of mutual sexual blackmail. Those future presidents like to nail each other in coffins, I hear, referring to the hazing and initiation rites of secret societies and fraternities. In fleshing out Skull and Bones, Chris Milligan outlines the historical role of this organization. He describes the roots of Skull and Bones as beginning with Yale University graduate Nathan Hale, a member of the Culper Ring, one of America's first intelligence operations, which was established by George Washington during the British occupation of New York City in the American Revolutionary War. The membership of the Order of Skull and Bones has included numerous power brokers and United States presidents since its official establishment in 1832. 3 generations of Bush family members were part of Skull and Bones: George W. Bush, former President of the United States; George H.W. Bush, former President of the United States, Vice President and Director of the Central Intelligence Agency; and Prescott Bush, a banker and later United States Senator who allegedly helped fund Adolf Hitler's regime. Some allege that Skull and Bones was connected with a secret program called Project Monarch, a mind control project which started in Nazi Germany. Given the history of Skull and Bones, originating from Yale University, an institution of the elite, and serving as a parent organization to the Central Intelligence Agency, and its membership of men in positions of extreme power, Kubrick's reference to Yale University is surely no accident. Nor are visual references to the Freemasons absent, a secret society dating back centuries with symbols and traditions that have permeated modern culture through art, architecture, and politics. The Masonic pillars and the pyramidal crest shape featured in the opening shot of Eyes Wide Shut appear repeatedly throughout the film. The pillars frame either side of the entranceway to the Somerton mansion, and triangular or diamond-shaped crests are visible on buildings as Bill walks the streets. In Freemasons Inside the World's Oldest Secret Society, H. Paul Jeffers writes that critics of Freemasonry have denounced it as a seed of paganism and/or being anti-Christian, explorers of dark mysteries of the occult, a web of Satanism. Jeffers also lists powerful historical figures who were members of the Freemasons, including Winston Churchill, Benjamin Franklin, J. Edgar Hoover, Ronald Reagan, and Henry Ford, among others. The book Born in Blood, The Lost Secrets of Freemasonry describes aspects of their secret ceremonies. The blindfold is common to almost all secret societies. In some societies, the initiate is not blindfolded, but all members in the room are masked or hooded. In Eyes Wide Shut, Nick is blindfolded, and the mansion guests are masked and hooded. Members of both Skull and Bones and the Freemasons are exclusively men, although women are sometimes involved in sex rituals, as depicted in Eyes Wide Shut. The film presents a disturbing critique of misogyny, showing how women, both in the story and in reality, are commodified and objectified. The concept of women as objects of pleasure is co-opted, commercialized, and treated as something to be packaged, bought, used, and discarded by the men who control the world. Another organization alluded to is the Church of Scientology, a kind of pseudo-religious megacult that actively courts wealthy participants to expand its financial power base. The most obvious connection is that Tom Cruise, the star of Eyes Wide Shut, is a dedicated Scientologist. The film features a young naval officer as the subject of Alice's fantasy, and L. Ron Hubbard, the founder of Scientology, was a naval intelligence officer, as biographer Russell Miller states in Barefaced Messiah, the true story of L. Ron Hubbard. Adrian Mack expands on the significance of Scientology in connection to other secret societies, noting that in the 1940s, Hubbard was a disciple of famed occultist Aleister Crowley, who was a 33-degree Freemason. Around the same time, during the early days of the Central Intelligence Agency, Hubbard may have been involved in Project MK and the related Project Monarch. Although information about Project Monarch is obscure, it refers to a mythical mind control experiment that allowed United States intelligence agencies to create sex slaves. Mack proposes that Eyes Wide Shut might actually be about Tom Cruise and Scientology itself. Cruz, a successful but likely miserable and not very intelligent man, trapped in both his career and his mendacious public sexual persona, in a film about himself, a mid-level servant to the elite, caught in a web of sexual blackmail, with a virtual sex slave for a wife, a serf who might be allowed a little more access than most, but not much. Allusions to past and present power organizations and symbols from antiquity seem endless. The film references Freemasonry, Skull and Bones, Scientology, and the Central Intelligence Agency. It also nods to influential families like the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, and the Royal Family of England. Themes of religion, mythology, and occultism weave through the narrative, touching on the Christian Church, the Church of Satan, and even Nazism. One could, and several have, written entire books analyzing the motifs in Stanley Kubrick's films.